The Yeti Radio, powered by DavidLeeImaging.com. David Lee Imaging in the Titletown Music Archive and the Live 365 app.
It's alive!
The Yeti. Welcome to the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com.
Don't fuck it up.
That's right, everybody. Welcome to the YetiRadio.com. It's the Backstage Lounge, and tonight, live in the studio, we have Chuck Briseno and his band, traveling band, and we're going to start it off with an opening song called She's My Home, right here in the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com.
We just met. She's that once in a lifetime girl you don't forget. Settle down and quit smoking cigarettes. And even better yet, I just pull you in a little tighter, hold you till the morning comes. You make life on earth is so much brighter. Don't know how I made it so far. Alone, she's my home. The county road you just drive all night long. We sing at the top of our lungs every country song when the whiskey's gone. I just pull you in a little tighter, hold you till the morning comes. You make life on earth is so much brighter. Don't know how I made it so far. Alone, she's my home. I just pull you in a little tighter, hold you till the morning comes. You make life on earth is so much brighter. Don't know how I made it so far. Alone, I just pull you in a little tighter, hold you till the morning comes. You make life on earth is so much brighter. Don't know how I made it so far. Alone, she's my home.
It's the Yeti Radio in the Backstage Lounge with, excuse me, Chuck Briseno. And how's everybody doing? You made me go get a snake out. So I'm like, okay. This is Seti.
That's awesome.
And I named her after the Yeti. And kind of, I'm not a super Trekkie, but Seti Alpha 5.
I got you. I see the colors.
But she's a normal ball python. She's about, she's almost 15 years old. And about halfway through life, and she's full grown. Interesting story, since I have a couple of fellow veterans in the room. Somebody saw a post with me and one of my sister-in-law snakes. And they're like, hey, if your wife will let you have one, I've got one you can have. I'm like, sweet. So my wife's like, let's go get the snake. I'm like, well, we're going to go meet the snake. I'm one for when it comes to pets, you meet them and let them determine whether you bring them home or not, because I don't want to be unhappy and I don't want them to be unhappy. We haven't learned how to communicate yet.
Man after my own heart, though.
So we get there, we meet her, and she hands her to me, and she takes to me like in my hands and crawled right up my arm, right around my neck. I'm like, fine. Okay, I guess she's coming home with us.
Is that your first snake?
No.
Oh.
But then we were told the story, and if I get choked up in this, excuse me, because it hits home. Her original owner was a soldier, and got deployed to the desert. So he gave her to his mom to hang on to until he got back. Unfortunately, he didn't return. Mama couldn't handle it, taking care of the snake, and it was her son's.
Right.
So she took it to a pet store and was like, I can't do this, and told him the story, and I just can't. And she's like, well, we can't take it, but I know somebody. So she called the lady that called us. And the only rule is if something happens and you can't take care of her anymore, it goes back to her. Well, she's not here anymore either. She moved. But anyway, it broke my heart. And I don't know. I don't know if she knows it or not, but we loaded her into the car, into the back seat, and driving down the road, and I looked at my wife and I said, the irony of this whole thing. And she goes, what do you mean? And I said, her original owner was a soldier. He didn't come home. His mom gave her up. It's Veterans Day.
Oh.
And I'm like, it's just
Shit.
what was he saying about the Yeti? It's a full circle.
Yeah.
It's a full circle. And it's weird that my life has several full circles in them. But anyway, enough of me. We got to talk about you guys, because my mic's not up very loud. There it goes. Cat must have been on the board again.
Snake.
No, I don't let the snakes roam, because they can hide.
Yeah.
And when they're hungry, they're okay, but you got to know how to handle them when they're hungry. Anybody want? She's okay.
She
Okay.
does. Yeah.
Ladies first.
Of course. She'll look way better with it than me.
Strong,
All right.
too.
Want around your neck?
Yeah.
How this just turned into an 80s music
Now,
video.
if she wraps around your neck, relax.
Okay.
There's a video. It's on my TikTok. She's giving me a neck massage. She's wrapped around my neck 3
Really?
times, and she's doing this all the way around my neck. But anyway, Chuck Briseno. Let's see. Like I said earlier, a couple of vets in the room. Thank you for your service. Chuck, you're out of George West, south of San Antonio.
That's correct.
Home to the world champion cowboy Phil Line.
That's true.
And what gives it the title National Storytelling Capital of Texas?
For a long time, George West had for a long time, George West had an event that was called the Storyteller Festival.
Okay.
And they call it Story Fest. And I don't think they've done it in a while, but let's just be honest. A lot of events that were on forever pretty much ended once COVID happened. People just stopped doing outdoor stuff. So at least in the small towns, they just get attracted to the bigger and better things, and they go and do those deals. And so, like, a lot of the small town stuff that used to happen, especially when I was growing up, I remember going to the of the fair every March. They'd have a parade and all this stuff. So every November they had the Story Fest, and the whole town would come out. There'd be people from other towns, and they'd have bands and events and things like that. And yeah, the crazy thing about Story Fest is I was probably like 11 or 12 or something, and I gave $1 to this wheel. You can spin the wheel, and it's got that click sound. And if you won, you get a CD.
Okay.
And I guess I had a CD player, but I wasn't like listening to a whole lot of music at the time. Just whatever my grandpa listened to. Like I knew about country, and I knew about like a lot of Spanish music. But the CD I won was
Go ahead, Chuck.
the CD that I won was called was Push Monkey, and their style of music was just really crazy. They had like a horn section and these interesting harmony vocals and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, that kind of shaped a little bit of the music for me.
Awesome. Sorry, we're having
Fail.
difficulties.
Monkey?
Yes.
Fish monkeys do.
Yeah, dude.
What'd you do? You gave the snake to Todd?
Yeah.
She don't like boys.
She didn't rain.
Was that a good idea or a bad idea?
It was a bad idea.
Okay.
I'll take this.
Don't let her get away. Just grab her. There you go. Yeah,
There we go.
Todd.
The snake poo here. How you doing, Snake? Mr. Snack. I'm a snack. I'm a slithery, slappity snack.
All right. Well, that's never happened on them.
At least, hey, I'm glad I'm wearing the right boots today.
Right?
Just very calm snake.
Oh, yeah. She's super chill.
She's sweet.
Except when you're Todd.
She's elusive, maybe.
So that CD that you won got you started?
Yeah, so, the
Who
Push
was it?
Monkey CD.
Push Monkey?
And that was like the only CD they had released. They were a band out of Austin, and I don't even know how they had that CD at the Story Fest. But it just kind of changed my perspective on music because they had these horn sections and these crazy harmonies and a lot of effects with music instruments and stuff. And you should listen to them at some point. They're just really awesome. And I think they tried to do like a comeback thing recently. But that kind of really like opened my mind to rhythmic stuff, like rhythm was like a big deal for me. Like I played trumpet in high school growing up, so.
Okay.
What are you doing there?
That's awesome. So who are some of your inspirations?
My inspirations, I really like listening to The Great Divide, Mike McClure growing up. I listen to a lot of Spanish music. Listen to just almost anything. I mean, I had like every Korn CD, had every System of a Down CD. I had all the Stained albums, So I was pretty eclectic with my music choices.
Right.
But ultimately,
come on, you did Purple Rain last night.
Yeah, I like Prince.
That was pretty awesome.
I appreciate any kind of good music that is just kind of like, really kind of. Snake's awesome. This is really crazy. But I appreciate any kind of good music. It just has a good rhythm. And I don't know. Cool. I hope it kind of shows a little bit in our songs and our stage. When we get to work on things.
Right.
This is wild, dude. No, it's like literally massaging my shoulders. Yep. Doing a better job. But wow, this is incredible. This is so cool.
It is.
Yeah, this has actually changed my mind about snakes.
How awesome this is.
This python's pretty dope.
And she doesn't get too big for one person to handle.
Yeah.
That's my wife's rule. I can't have a Burmese or a retic because they just get too big.
So the balls are the smaller ones?
Yeah.
Sure.
Longest one on record's like 6.5 feet.
This is crazy. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I feel like my music influences are like Spanish and country and rock. I mean,
so what was the stuff your grandfather used to sing to your grandmother?
So my grandpa used to write songs, original songs in Spanish, and he would have recordings of them. So I have this song called you want her, Joey? I had this song called 1994 that I wrote about kind of about that, and this is the craziest thing.
Y'all already pissed her off.
I don't even know what's going on.
No, she's just chilling.
Yeah, just real chill.
Yeah.
So, my grandma has all the recordings, and she has them in her sewing room, so she'll play them sometimes.
Nice.
Oh,
that's super cool.
Want some coffee? Is that what you're going for?
Feeding day, is it?
It's not far off.
You want to You want her? Yeah.
She won't get you.
So,
the other two would. She won't.
That's awesome.
I thought you'd be like Tom Green on that movie and just sit there and waiting.
I'm from Oklahoma, so there's a lot of bad habits I'm going to have to break before tonight.
Okay.
You know what's kind of crazy is that I feel like everybody on the couch has a different music influence. Okay. And the wild thing about it is that when we do sound check, these two will go into a deal, and then he jumps in, or however they do it, and it's very bluesy, very rhythmic. You know what I mean? And they're pickers. So like the thing about pickers is they're gonna pick. You know, like they're gonna play. They're talented, and they're gonna do. There's a lot of notes. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I feel like everybody kind of somehow it just fits, and we all have different musical backgrounds, and we all grew up musically different ways, but for us to be able to put something out there that makes sense is pretty cool. And it's hard for a touring band, you know, because everybody comes from different areas and has played with different people and has different, you know, just backgrounds.
Right.
You're together a lot, and probably unique to any other band that you have in here or will have in here. Me and Todd and Joey, we all live in the same house together. Okay. And I think the last band I heard that was doing that was successful was like Garth Brooks. I think the whole band lived together, and that was like a big part of the story. He went to Nashville and came back, and then they did, at Oklahoma.
Nice.
And so we're around each other a lot. So the fact that we haven't already, murdered each other.
Yeah.
No, I did try to kill one of them.
Yeah. But no matter what, it's just like you step on stage and you just get it done. And I think that shows a lot of the power of music and what it's capable of doing for people. You know, like makes the hair raise on the back of your neck, a right kind of song. And I'll tell you the one thing I struggled with is understanding my responsibility for music and trying to figure out my role, where I fit in the whole puzzle, right? And also, like, am I doing music for the right reason? You know, like, what's my, is my heart in the right place, And I think I struggled with that for a long time, because when you first get going, you're just so focused on keeping it going, and you're willing to do anything and everything to make it keep going. And you can burn some bridges, and you can definitely mess some things up,
Whose is that?
Huh?
Whose phrase is that?
I said that one time. Point. Put life into music. Music comes to life. I said that sometime. I don't remember.
Okay, so that's yours.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't think I didn't remember hearing it anywhere else.
Okay, cool. I like that. That's nice and original and pretty true, because that's what it takes.
Well, everybody here I know everybody has their own struggles, right? And when you, like, loyalty, trust, integrity, your character, all of that is at stake when you're on the road with each other. And I'm not perfect, and I definitely could do better in a lot of ways. But I was talking. There's a guy, William Clark Green. He's a Texas artist, and we had a chance to play a show with him. And I was talking to him about some things, and he said, as long as you try to do the best you can with what you got, they'll respect that. And I said, he said, just take care of your guys, your band, your players. He's like, take care of your crew, and then everything else, it matters, it's important, but it's not as important as the guys that are there backing you up on the stage, because you wouldn't be able to do your show without them,
Absolutely. Yeah.
And vice versa, right? Like, so if I'm not there, show doesn't happen either. So it's like, you got to prioritize and balance so many things, whether it's your health, whether it's, your habits, your addictions, whatever you have.
Can we do it in a Christian walk?
Yeah.
You gotta take care of your guys.
Well, it's the small things.
I'll be down.
And when you take care of the small things, the big things just fall into place.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless you got something there to break the fall.
My God. Whoa. Crazy.
You want to start over here? I'll have you introduce yourself, and then
yeah, let's talk to these. I'm gonna put everyone to sleep.
yeah, you enjoy your coffee.
Walking.
Hey,
With the Wonderland.
hey, here you go.
You gotta have the mic if you're gonna do impressions.
Todd Sly. Here we go.
Awesome.
You want to talk about yourself? Where you from?
No, where are you from?
Oh, okay. There we go. Ask me questions.
Right.
That'll work better. So I'm originally from Miami, Oklahoma, which is northeastern Oklahoma.
Okay.
Just like barely Joplin, pretty much.
All right.
Otherwise, I've lived most of my life in Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah, I graduated high school in like Nixon, Missouri, which is a suburb of Springfield.
Okay.
I'm
familiar.
Are you?
My daughter and my oldest and her husband and the grandbabies just moved to Branson West.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
I have a story about Branson West, actually. When I was 17, me and my buddy Alec, we used to go out to this bar in Branson West. I say it's a bar, it's a Pizza Hut.
It's a Pizza Hut with a bar?
But they served beer, and it was when they still had like the buffet Pizza Huts.
Oh, boy.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we'd go in there and they wouldn't card us, and we'd get loaded. Like, granted, I was 17. It's a good time.
I think statute of limitations is expired.
It was a good old time. We'd get pitchers of Bud Light, and yeah.
Well, as the drummer, who are some of your inspirations?
Oh man, the obvious ones. So like John Bonham, Keith Moon, for different reasons. Like John Bonham was the one holding it down, but Keith Moon was the show. So like I think you got to balance those two, being a drummer.
Okay.
You're hidden behind a whole lot. You gotta make
Awesome.
yourself expressive, noticeable. And then other than that, I don't know, like Phil Collins.
Okay. Awesome. So we'll move over here to the guitarist. No, we get to save the lady for last because she's special. He's got his own microphone. You just hang on to that one. He's got a full belly, so he's tired.
Yeah, full belly. That's all right. So, dude,
How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, dude.
Where are you from?
I'm from southeast Oklahoma.
Southeast Oklahoma. Okay.
Yeah, that's like armpit of
We
Oklahoma.
got
dude.
a northeast and a southeast.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
We're contemporaries. We're the same age.
Yeah. Me and Todd are the same age. We graduated the same year and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, a little town called Broken Bow. If you've ever seen, you ever heard of a movie called Leaves of Grass?
Yes.
Yeah, it's about McCurtain County Gold. So that's where I'm from, McCurtain County.
Okay.
Now they mispronounce all those names,
Of course.
because those are all Choctaw names, but that was a Hollywood movie, so they butcher all the names.
Yeah.
There's a town called Idabel, but they pronounce it Idabel. Ida.
Right. Yeah.
But
They never get it right when it's complicated.
no, they never get it right.
But they're the elite, right?
Yeah. But yeah. It was a badass strain of weed. It was like one of the original cool strains back in the day when no one was really doing that. Curtin County's kind of an outlaw kind of place. There was something that came out in like '94 about like most dangerous areas in America, and Eagletown, Oklahoma. Eagletown, Oklahoma was like one of the number one places, and that was like above like Compton and like all these other places.
Right.
It was a lot of people have gone missing and unsolved crimes and shit. That's what I grew up around.
So, by chance, do you watch Tulsa King?
No, I need to though.
Yeah, we want to start watching that.
I ought to though. No, I just grew up around a lot of debauchery and outlaw stuff, and
Well, they just announced season 3, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm caught up. So.
It's on the list.
Changed my mind.
So, who are some of your inspirations? Because you were jamming pretty hard last night.
I like Evel Knievel. I like Lon Chaney. The Werewolf. I like George Lucas, Steven Spielberg.
Musical inspirations?
Oh, sorry.
For your guitar?
Oh, sorry. It fluctuates, I guess, but I like Jimmy Page a lot. Me and him are big Zeppelin fans, so it's easy for us to.
Yeah. We get along.
Yeah. Me and Todd can get on musically with that. But I grew up playing a lot of blues bands and country bands and red dirt bands and stuff, and
Okay.
played in a I guess professional blues band for like 5 years with a guy named E.J. Matthews. He's now like doing like international stuff. He's like going to like Switzerland, France, and all these other places. But yeah, I'm a big blues guy. I like guys like Jimmy Page and Freddie King, Junior Kimbrough. You ever heard of that guy?
Mhm.
Junior. Our Upper Inside. I don't know. Just a lot of blues guys, dude. It's hard to say on the top of my head on the spot. Cause it's also like I like metal stuff too.
All of a sudden, just
Yeah, and then there's a snake in the room, and it's like I kind of my mind just some
Distraction.
yeah.
Squirrel.
Welcome to the Snake Show.
Well, somebody asked me to bring her out, so.
Yeah.
How long you been playing?
I'm 29. I started when I was like 12.
Okay.
I'm not very good at math, so whatever that equates to.
29.
No, it's not 12. No, not 12.
17. buddy.
17?
Sure. I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Look, she's only 17.
Uh-oh.
Wine, leap over every.
Yeah. And,
That's my favorite thing out of Oklahoma. Kings of Leon.
Oh,
Okay.
Kings of Leon, yeah, I love
Oh,
that
yeah.
band a lot, too. That was like my favorite band ever when I was a teenager.
I don't know. I'm so.
Yeah, good thing it wasn't very long ago. Just picking on you for being one of the youngsters in the room.
I like
Don't
Kings of
lose the
Leon.
snake, Todd.
Yeah, don't lose that thing.
I think she's figured me out now.
So let's move on over to the bass man. Do some bass jumping.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I wish.
I don't do that, Mom. I ain't like these DJs. My name's Joey Rolette. I'm from West Plains, Missouri, South Central, in the Ozarks, home of Porter Wagner and Jan Howard. It's old country folks. Just a lot of crooked cops and crystal meth, man.
Old country folks. Making me look young.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Porter's actually ever been back to town.
No.
I think when they named the main street there after him, he sent in like a recorded video saying thanks or whatever, but he wasn't trying to come back home, and I don't really blame him. Not a lot going on in town.
Right.
Especially after I left.
Yeah. Well, you have a song about that, and that for me, it hit home as well, because I left and there's no sense in going back. Once you leave, why? There's nothing there.
Right, exactly. I mean, there's stuff there, but like, who the hell wants that?
Right.
Now, if it wasn't for Mama, I wouldn't ever go back.
Right.
But yeah, I graduated and went right into the Army. I played a little bass before then. When I was about 16, I guess 15, 16. A guy named Chris Brotherton, who's the drummer of the John D. Hale Band out of Southeast Missouri. I knew him at the time, and he needed a band, and me and my best friend, he taught us how to play, and we started playing with him, and kind of just all went from there. And I got back from the Army. I was going to school at Missouri State there in Springfield, and the same guy, Chris Brotherton, was running sound at a music venue there called the Snorty Horse Saloon, and he wanted to go on the road with John D. Hale, so he kind of gave me his job running sound at that venue, and from there I just kind of met everybody in the industry and played a little with John. Then the venue shut down right about the time we all got out of school, and went on the road at that point with a guy named Matt Stell, and then just kind of toured from there. I met Chuck during COVID. Stuck at my mother's house, getting fat, and I was looking on Facebook one day, and said seen a post that said that touring bass player was needed.
Job ad.
Yeah, it was a job ad. I said, who the hell is touring right now?
We're in the middle of COVID.
Exactly. So I was like, I gotta check this out. So I called him up, and he said all the things. And here we are.
Tired snake.
Nice.
That was 5 years ago.
It was 5 years ago.
How long you've been with the band 5 years? How long have you been with the band?
Hey.
Sorry, I forgot the question.
Yeah, me too.
A
year and a half. Yeah.
I've been drinking too, so. Year and a half?
Yeah, year and a half
Okay.
now. Roughly, I guess. Yeah.
I've been with you guys for what, 2.5 years?
Huh?
Coming up on 3?
Nice.
So I got seniority is what everybody's saying.
Yeah, he does.
Feels like more.
There's the picture right there. That's Miss Mia Zullo?
Yeah, Zullo.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if to make it the L sound or to make the Y sound. So.
It's never mind. It's Zullo with the rolled L.
I can't do that. I can't even roll R's, so I'm screwed. And believe it or not, I'm German.
I do believe that.
Me too.
I knew I liked you.
I like Zero. I won't say why.
So, how long you been touring with these guys?
I've been with them since about October.
October?
I've just been with them on the road, opening the shows, and learning everything, taking it all in. So one day, eventually in the future, I can have my own band and do all this on my own. It's been a lot of fun.
I'm sorry I did not get a video of you last night. You sang 2 songs and stopped, and I was like, what the heck? And I was like, oh, well, damn, I missed out. I apologize.
No, usually I do a lot longer sets, but last night was different, so.
Should make her sing now.
Well. No, usually.
You can go get the acoustic, and I can turn the condenser on.
I mean.
We can do it after the break if you want. I'd love to have it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we should.
I'm down.
Okay.
But yeah, usually when I open the shows, it's about 30-45 minutes.
Okay.
Before they go on stage, so. Yeah.
Okay. Just
been
waited
a lot
a
of
little
fun.
longer last night because of the environment of last night. Because last night's environment was kind of strange.
Yeah. No, it definitely was a weird night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
This is about the sweetest snake I've ever met. As soon as I said that.
So last night they had the EDM dance party.
Yes.
With the college kids, and there's a lot of people there. And without the in-ears in, you could hear the the whole time. So
You do that pretty good.
yeah.
That's what she said.
She never said it to me.
It's because you weren't any good at it.
So it was it was interesting, but we had some people come over and they stayed the whole night. I
Yes,
mean,
they did.
And they talked to us afterward for a while, and
Shouts out Dale and Kyle.
Kyle and
Dale.
Dale. That's right. Dale.
Kyle and Dell.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's fun. I mean, the way I see it is one day I will not be able to step on stage and play. So if I can, even if I'm having a bad day or if I'm tired or anything like that, I try to remind myself of that and try to do the best I can within my ability. So that's how I try to feel about it. If I can, I try to remind myself. Yeah.
Okay. So are you technically based out of Missouri now?
So Springfield, Missouri is home base.
Okay.
We pay rent there anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
The business is registered out of Texas.
Okay.
Tax purposes.
Because that's where you live.
That's where I live.
Right. Okay.
But the band is based out of Missouri.
Okay.
Because of the location. We can be in Nashville in 8 hours, which we haven't been in Nashville in a long time, but we can be in Minnesota in about 8 hours. You can be in Denver in about 11.
The Midwest for a reason. It's not far from everywhere.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's not a bad area. A lot of stuff comes out of Springfield. I mean, you got the Bass Pro Shop, you got O'Reilly's, you got all kinds of stuff there. So I mean, it's not terrible.
Yeah, Branson's always happening.
Branson's all right. We used to play down there, and we just haven't in a while.
Branson ain't what it used to be.
That's true.
Well, of course not, but
Ever since
it's
Boxcar Willie passed away, God rest his soul.
right.
You're a man after my own heart. Only you would know that shit.
What else you got?
How long you been doing music, Mia?
I've been doing it full time for almost 2 years now. In May it'll be 2 years. Before that, I was a preschool teacher.
Okay.
So I've always done music, like in my bedroom, played guitar and sang forever. But then one day my best friend forced me to go to this open mic, and I had never done anything like that before. And I went. I did like 3 songs, and then the guy who was running it, his name's Harley. He came up to me after. He was like, "So where else do you play?" And I just kind of laughed. I was like, "Nowhere. Like, this is it." And he was just like, "You could really make a run at this, like, as a career." And I could just, I laughed. I was like, "What do you mean? Like, that's crazy." But he really took me under his wing. And literally the next day, he took me to one of his gigs, and we did, like, song swap. The day after that, like, he took me to, like, 7 or 8 venues, and, like, got me all the connections and stuff. And then for about 6 months, I went to all of his gigs with him, and we just song swapped and split the money. And then after that 6 months, he handed me one of his like regular Saturday gigs and just said, here, like, this is yours now. And I just, after a while, ended up quitting my job. And then about a year and a half after that, he's the one who introduced me to these guys. And he was like, I know this band, we're going on a Colorado tour for a week, like, I think you should come. And I was like, okay. So these guys all just, like, I'd never met any of them, and they just pulled up in a van outside of my house, and I got in and went on tour with them for a week, and then I've kind of been with them ever since. It's crazy.
I like hearing this story because I don't have any recollection of none of this. I just woke up and there was a girl, and nobody really said anything.
That's really the funniest part.
Well, and I've seen the van, so if the windows were tinted a little bit darker, it might be the candy van.
I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I don't know these people. I'm just hopping in the van.
And he took a shot of Fireball and was like, excuse me.
Yeah. That was my first impression of Joey.
That's not alcohol, Mama.
That's breakfast.
No, but now I love all of them. They're all great.
Awesome. How's it been?
It's been crazy, but a lot of fun, for sure.
Crazy part comes from her.
Probably. But it's been a lot of fun. Just like getting to travel everywhere and play shows all over the country is crazy. It's not something that I really thought I'd ever get to do, but I'm forever grateful for it.
We figured out we're pretty good ice skaters.
We did. We've been ice skating twice.
We're going to take this show on the ice here in the next couple seasons.
I think we should.
Gonna join Disney, huh?
Maybe.
Disney on Ice.
Dude, I'll do that in a fucking instant.
No, but that's honestly one of my favorite parts about touring is like doing stuff like that, like on our days off, like going ice skating or like doing the fun little, not touristy things, but like just traveling and experiencing all the things. Like, it's a lot of fun.
You mean like at the Lincoln Memorial?
And the silence hit. Oh my God! Do tell, Lincoln Memorial.
Okay, so,
Come on.
Okay, I'm a pretty patriotic person, and we were walking up those steps. I'm grabbing your snake because she's being naughty.
Yeah.
There you go. I was having my patriotic moment, like looking to the left, seeing all, all the shit. And we get up to the top of the steps, and I'm like in cold chills, like shivering, like, having my moment. And Joey goes, I didn't know he was that tall. Like, perfectly ruins my moment, like,
way to go, Joey.
Like, it was the funniest thing you could have said, but yeah, like, I was laughing at him, but I'm like, don't make me laugh right now, asshole. And Joey hated the Washington Monument. He said it was a fucking piece of shit. He hated
It's
the
stupid,
ducks.
and I don't like it.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No.
It was in kind of disrepair. Like there were
they had to
panels
use
missing
different.
and
They had to
shit.
use different marble. It looks like shit.
Now the Lincoln Memorial was
It's
beautiful.
awesome. That's awesome.
And you made a joke out of it. It was funny.
Well, you guys are just sitting there, just like sniffling and crying and. Not you.
No, I was the only one sniffling and crying.
But it reverberates in there. It just sounded like it was all around me.
That shit means a lot to me. And the fact that Joey made a joke right then, I can tell he's my best friend.
Right. So what's your best favorite venue you've played in so far?
Oh, favorite venue ever? Probably.
Somebody say Hard Rock, please.
The Great Northern in Whitefish, Montana.
Okay.
Yeah, I second that one. That's a pretty fun one.
I mean, it's pretty good.
And he's there for the whole show.
That
when you stay for
that's a fair point. That's a fair point. There was a show that I took like a couple Blue Chews. Turns out I don't need them, and I had a freak out. I threw up on stage. It was terrible, dude. It was
awesome.
I mean,
wait a minute.
You guys did.
Wait a minute. How old are you?
12 and a half.
Times 2?
What am I? 29?
29? Yeah. Okay, almost 2. And you did Blue Chew
for the first time.
Why? You're 29.
I don't know, dude. I was like excited about it. I was like, seems like a good idea. I guess I'll take 2.
We had a really eventful, physically demanding day.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Fair. We had
Thank
our buddy,
Joey. Best friend here.
had our buddy with us, and he just, he was just buying drinks left and right, and we're bicycling everywhere. Just Todd was done. By the time we got back to the place, Todd was absolutely gassed out.
Drunk. I was gassed as fuck.
And in that lapse of judgment, we decided that Blue Chews would give him energy.
Yeah,
he decided
exactly
that.
What it was. I decided that.
Video game logic.
Yeah.
It's blue, so it must be good.
And you chew it.
It must be health. It must be good for you.
And I like
good,
causing
but only
chaos,
if you got somebody to handle the situation.
I had such a great active day, and then I had a down day.
I'm sure you did.
No, like I literally stopped halfway through the show, just about maybe 3/4 through, and I stepped off, and I was throwing up, and I was like, Harley, get on the drums, play. Just like straight kick, and he did. And then I eventually came back and finished the show, and it was a good
eventually.
show.
You did.
Wow.
He came back at
An opportune time.
He came back. He came back during our cover of "You Never Call Me by My Name," which was like the whole first half of the song was pretty much me, Cam, and Joey, which is all right because people are singing along real loud,
Right.
And when he popped in at the part where drunk and gone to prison or picked him up from prison, it was actually pretty cool.
Right.
Recovery.
Fit.
And when he left the stage, I was kind of like, oh, what are we gonna do? And there's like 200 or 300 people right in front of us. It's packed.
I have those two to thank.
And
gotta finish the fucking show.
and so
Yeah.
Cam
You gotta finish it.
Cam I think stayed for a little bit, and then he kind of rolled off to check on Todd, and then Joey hung up there with me, and I just started pulling all the sing along covers that I knew out of my brain to fill the space. It was great. I mean, it worked out, and we gave them, it was a 2-night deal. We played Friday, Saturday, so they got 2 different shows.
I'm sure they did.
But
one Blue Chew, one no Blue Chew.
To Todd's credit,
I still ate the Blue Chew the second night.
to Todd's credit, he came back and he did it. He persevered through the adversity.
Nice.
And that's what counts, And
absolutely.
And it's hard being on the road, man. You're gonna have these days where things get away from you, but I think ultimately you have to try to stop yourself and say, all right, what am I here for, and what am I here to do, and if you're dedicated and loyal to your group, you work that stuff out with each other. You know what I mean? You make it happen. Is Pizza Guy here?
I don't know, but we're going to take a quick intermission, and here's the Chuck Briseno Band and Folded Flag right here on the Yeti Radio in the Backstage Lounge.
It was cold in December when I wrote her a letter to let her know I'd love her till the end. The year gets so lonely with no one there to hold me, and I can't wait till you're in my arms again. When summer came, it wasn't me at the door. You fell to your knees on the floor. I'd trade that folded flag just to see you, to feel you. Give all my medals back for a kiss. And turn back time, replace the memory of leaving, and come back home to the woman that I miss. One more kiss. It's hard to try and move on. Impossible it seems. The words keep repeating in her mind. And go and find a new love, someone new to dream of. 'Cause I'll be with you till the end of time. When summer came, it wasn't me at the door. You fell to your knees on the floor. I trade that folded flag just to see you, to feel you. Give all my medals back for a kiss. Turn back time and replace the memory of leaving, and come back home to the woman that I miss. For one more kiss. If it was easy, it wouldn't last.
Never thought you'd be in my past.
I'd trade that folded flag just to see you, to feel you. Give all my medals back for a kiss. And turn back time, replace the memory of leaving, and come back home to the woman that I miss. And come back home to the woman that I miss. For one more kiss.
It's the Yeti Radio. Welcome to the Backstage Lounge. We have the Chuck Briseno Band live in the studio. These guys are on the road and having a blast. And they're in town. And then they're going to be going out of town. And then they're going to be coming back in town. Or at least up to the Roadrunner.
Are we?
Yeah. Roadrunner Saloon. Wasey Barda.
Right in the middle of Bike Week, too.
Punchies. So
that's gonna be fun.
This is crazy. So I know the routing's nuts, but we weren't supposed to really come back home. But we got a show routed in Oklahoma. So I found one in Kansas, and then I found another one in Oklahoma to get us basically back home from Jackson Hole. Actually, that's Jackson Hole's after this. So there's 35 shows, 59 days, 12 states.
Damn.
And we did a lot more states. Well, not a lot more states. We did probably like 5 or 6 states in January 2nd we left. So we've only really been home about 8 or 9 days. And then only like maybe 3 days consecutively twice this year. Maybe a few more. Maybe it was like 12 days or something. But yeah, after the end of this run, end of March, we're back up in Kansas. So we do these California dates, and then we got Vegas, and then we make our way to Oklahoma for 2 shows, and then Kansas, and then we get like a half day at home to do laundry, and then we go down to Texas to make our way back to Arizona for 3 shows, then Idaho and Wyoming, and then after that Denver, Nebraska, and then we're home. Well, home for like a day, and then we got to pack our stuff to fly because we got to fly to Key West for the Songwriter Festival.
Oh wow!
We're not on the festival, but we're playing a festival stage, I believe. And then we come home and we got a show with our buddy Hunter Hathcote. We haven't seen him in a while.
Woo woo!
He just released some new music.
He's a Midwest hot mess.
He just released some new music. Shooting the Shit, I believe is the name of the song he just released, or he's going to release it. Yeah, and then we have a few days off, waiting to hear back on some shows with The Great Divide. Maybe we'll get them.
Mike McClure.
Oh,
nice.
Hopefully we get them. I mean, if not, I'll probably give the band the weekend off and find some acoustic show somewhere, or just take a weekend away. But we'll see.
Take some
I'd like to
downtime,
go on a
recoup.
date. It'd be nice to have a Saturday off where I could go on a date with a nice young lady. That's why I was looking at you the whole time.
We you know,
just stay away from the Blue Chew.
No, sir.
Yeah, dude, I don't need that.
but it's you know, it's nice to have a day off and visit with you, and you know, Jason had hit you up and got this lined in, and we're very thankful. And
It's crazy being on stage, like on the stage, and then being eye level with the guy that's videoing you.
Well, that's what Dallas said when he was playing at Roosters the first night I met him, like 4.5 years ago. He saw the shirt and he recognized me from social media posts. He goes, "Hey, the Yeti." So I walked up, shook his hand, and he goes, "Well, at least I know why they call you the Yeti."
That's a nice man.
That dude is.
He's genuine, hardworking.
I don't think there's a better one out there, personally.
No, and he sets the bar for work ethic that I appreciate a lot.
Yeah, he's definitely somebody. He's out there a lot. So I mean, you just try to think about, man, I'm tired, or I got another place to. It's like, well, you're not doing as many shows as Dallas.
I don't know how you, even him, how you guys do it in a van. I would have to figure out a way to come across an RV or something to.
Not anymore. Not since Mia.
What does it smell like?
Smells like straight boy.
Boy.
I'm glad it's
now it smells like potpourri, boy.
I got some spray. I got some spray today. Hawaiian spray. It's not bad.
You might want to get him some Mando.
Oh no, let me tell you. For Christmas, I got them 2 car trash cans.
Okay.
Did they get used? No.
Probably not.
I also got, the little oil diffusers that sit up on the.
Mm-hmm.
Oil
diffusers that sit up on the vent. That
I'll
helped.
pick on the little Texas yellow rose.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm just saying that most of the trash comes from the cockpit where you sit, Mia. Whatever that whatever that does.
Well, most of it ain't mine.
These two boys.
I think if anything, we need to get
A bus.
a bus would be amazing, but maybe just a van with one more row, so I can lay down.
Or a really good sprinter mechanic that wants to work pro bono.
No, I'm just happy to be there. The van doesn't bother me.
Nice, wasn't it? Like,
Where's the favorite place you've got to play so far?
We went to Steamboat for Music Fest. That was really cool to just be there. We played at Schmiggety's.
She's seen Zach Top.
I did. I love Zach Top. Like, I love Zach Top. And he was at Music Fest, and he was about as far away as we are right now. And he was taking a picture with, like, another fan, and I was like, Zach! And he just walked away. So I didn't get a picture. I was really sad about it, but we breathe the same air, so, you know, that counts for something, right?
I know the feeling. When I lived in Vegas, I got to work a show, and Reba was headlining, and Terry Clark was opening, and I was
Preach.
I was standing so close to Terry Clark, I could see the maple leaf tattoo on her shoulder.
Shut up.
Only because I was in uniform and I was working, but still.
Is she Canadian?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She's Oklahoman.
We're talking about Terry Clark.
We're talking about Reba, baby.
That's the first thing you heard. That's what you focus on.
Reba's
So I know the feeling.
She probably also has a maple leaf.
Probably not.
Well, it might not be in the same spot.
She ain't got a maple leaf. Oh man. So what?
Give us the cheese man.
What do you want to know?
Well, you're young. You're new to the industry, and
Yeah.
you're on the road touring. So, I know one of the TV talent shows that's been on for a while. At one point, they ran everybody through the ringer. Like if you were famous,
Yeah.
up till 2:00 working on stuff, and then from 2 to 4, 2 to 6, then back up and at it again all day long, because essentially that's what happens. You don't get much sleep, and you're constantly either driving or working or setting up.
Wait, you
got to
work this much when you're famous? Like, I thought it was just you had to work that hard to get famous. I didn't know you had to keep working that hard. Huh.
Well, remember, when you become famous, it's your name and face that's on everything. So
Oh,
you
no,
need
it's
to make sure
Chuck's.
it's all right.
It's Chuck's name and face. No, me is a hard worker. Again, when I got up the first time she got in the van, I remember thinking, like, this girl is delicate. She is not going to last too long, because we are not delicate.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
But yeah, she
Look
Todd
at
had
you
to pee
now.
3 times before she had to pee once.
Exactly. that was the litmus test, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Maybe I should swing by a medical supply store.
Yeah, it's not got down to the vehicle.
Well, so we were on our way to Key West, Florida, here a couple months ago, and we got stuck on this on-ramp, because in Alabama in the ice, and we were literally, like, it was, how long we were there, 12, 14 hours?
Longer than that. Probably like
Nice.
18.
I think it was 12 hours.
about 10, 12 hours.
I mean, it was
felt long.
it went to the next day, and Mia, bless her heart, she went about the first 8 or 9 hours before she started saying she had to use the bathroom.
And she already had to pee. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, they-
hours before.
Yeah.
So she as far as work ethic goes, she's got one of the best
Yeah,
ones.
she's a rock star, dude.
Thank you, Joey. That's so nice.
She's a super trooper. Well, and being young and so new to what these guys have been doing for a few years, how's that learning experience? You know.
Oh, I learn something every day. Like truly, like
how
whether
Bloody
it's
Marys
music
are
industry
different
related
in
or
every
not.
state.
No, I've learned probably more in the past 6 months than I have in my whole 23 years of life. Whether that be like music related or not, like just
You learned something.
I've learned a lot.
General knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I went
Life
through
on the
about
road
8
with
years of
4
hell the
guys
last 4
is
months, so that makes sense.
Crazy. No, but I'm so grateful that they let me keep coming around and
Honestly, when you get
Wait, we have a choice?
I was like,
whatever.
this bitch is crazy.
We're gonna vote on it live here in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever.
Well, honestly, seeing you last night, I wasn't sure. I'm like, and then she went up and sang, and I'm like, I thought she was somebody's kid or.
You know, I've been mistaken
Because I didn't know everybody's ages.
I've been asked twice. They're like, "Is that your dad?" I'm like, "No."
Well, it's and I kind of find it like that. Are you expecting question? Just don't ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut up, don't ask.
I did that once. Definitely a lady that I was like, yeah, what do you do? What?
Oops, sorry.
So yeah, Barnum's wife might be a little mad at us.
No, and then you got up on stage and sang last night. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm confused. Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm reached clarity now. But,
Yeah.
It's quite intriguing to see because it obviously it's not easy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I looked on the map last night where you're from, and there's kind of a triangle shape of like major highways.
Yeah.
And you're in the middle of it. Like,
Yeah.
I think it could be considered the middle of nowhere.
Yep, absolutely. It's great. I'm from Montgomery, Texas, and so when we moved there when I was like 11 or 12, and it was just this tiny little country town with absolutely nothing there. But no, I liked it. But it's grown so much. Like it's like a whole town now, and I'm like, it's not the same. But it used to be in the middle of nowhere. But no, it's about 45 minutes north of Houston. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
No, I mean, the town's nice. Being that close to Houston, I don't really care for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll keep my mouth shut. So what's in the future for you?
Well, one of my favorite things about being with them is they took me to Muscle Shoals to record one of my singles. So I just recorded that, and it's in the process of being mastered and stuff. So I'm gonna have new music coming onto like Apple Music, Spotify, all of that by the end of the year. So
Okay.
that's in the future, and I'm super excited about that. I don't have anything out yet, so.
Well, yell at me when that happens so I can.
Oh, I will for sure. Yeah, I'll have to play it for you. But that'll be in the future for sure. Also, I really hope like sometime in the relatively near future to be able to get my own band, you know, and kind of do what they do on my own. And that's kind of why I'm here. Like, I'm just soaking it all in, learning as much as I can from them to be able to do this on my own, you know?
Right.
So.
Okay. From fresh eyes perspectives, how hard is it?
It seems really hard. Like, I feel like there's so much more that goes into it than you would think. You know what I mean? Like, planning and booking and social media and like so much more than just like getting up on stage and singing. You know what I mean? Which I don't think that I really had like a good grasp on at all until I came out with them. You know what I mean? But
You're okay with that?
But yeah, I mean, after experiencing this and like being on the road and getting to travel and doing all the things, like, I don't see myself doing anything else.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I really enjoy it. So.
Well, a lot of times you see somebody, they'll jump into that pool not realizing all the work that's entailed, and then jump out of the pool going, that's just too cold.
Yeah. No, yeah.
But yeah, no, Mia definitely is just as afflicted as all the rest of us. And I do say it's an affliction.
You got to be a special kind of crazy to do this, I think.
Of course. If you're not a little crazy about anything, it's everything's got its own degree, but of course.
Yeah. But I really do enjoy it. So
awesome.
I plan on continuing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Chuck and find out what's up with them, and then you're gonna go get the guitar?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's up with you? What's up with the future? What's up next? Not just the tour. You did your new song, which we're closing with tonight, which is "Mess Up Your Makeup."
Yep. So we've been recording East Avalon Recorders with Colin Lott. He's got about 4 or 5 Grammys, and
nice.
Working on different things, different projects. He worked on the Elvis movie and Chris Stapleton song and some other stuff. And Charles Holloman runs a studio there, and he's awesome. He's been around. He's North Carolina, I believe, is where he's kind of originally from.
Okay.
And he's got some stuff in the works with Dave Cobb. Dave Cobb's a producer, engineer out of Nashville. They're doing a project together in Muscle Shoals. It's pretty awesome. The Muscle Shoals friend of ours, Carl Carden, I was in the Army with him. That's a whole nother story.
It always is.
He got us hooked up there, and so we've been recording there for a while, and I'm just really trying to take my time to make sure that the songs we're putting out is the best possible, and mainly, kind of what I want, and I really want it to be successful, and that's why I've been taking the time on it, and obviously it costs a lot of money, so like that's been kind of a hindrance for us, a constraint, so to say. We bought a van because we were out of the Sprinter and they were in Joey's truck and all that stuff, and so we had to get out of Joey's truck because it was just getting. He definitely made a big sacrifice with his vehicle there, footing the bill on that.
Thanks for bringing that up.
But we gotta, I pulled the trigger on a van, and I hadn't had a vehicle payment in a long time, and pulled the trigger on this van, and the engine went out on us after one tour, and
wow.
So any kind of reserve funds that we had been building up with all the plans for that just kind of went out the drain, and really we're almost recovered from that, almost. But by the end of this year, I think we will be. But our friends Eric and Donna and my dad have and our friend Eric Murray kind of really stepped up.
High net worth listeners that might want to put in for the fun.
They stepped up and they kind of helped fund some things, and we appreciate that. And so we want to get the music out, make sure everything's together. It's time. I think it's just all about timing, right? Honestly, like a time and a place. Just keep working really hard. Things, if you're doing it for the right reasons, and you're doing the best you can every night, somebody will notice. If you can waste those opportunities, or you can make the most out of them. And my main focus is getting that music out at the right time, where we can make a difference, because not only do you have to be a musician, but you have to basically be a content creator. And that's one of the things I've been talking with Mia about, which is why I really like having her on board, is because she's younger, she kind of understands that content creator mindset, but coming up with a list and like using different ideas and even like AI to like help come up with a game plan to execute that, and say, okay, what is, like I told her today, what is Megan Maroney doing? What is Ella Langley doing? And what style of video? What kind of video? Like, what is the path? What are they doing? And we can just, because they've got this mansion they're building, and they've got the blueprints right there in front of you. So if you just go and reverse engineer that and do kind of what they do, you can put that together and be successful. So I think if you want to say what's next is learn how to be a content creator, get the music out, somehow nest both of those tasks and purpose together, so that the end goal is more followers, more listeners, more ticket sales, more merch. I mean, there's some goals that I set out last year that I wrote down about, this is what I want to do with merch, and really everything dials down to your budget. You know, how much money you spend on fuel, food, lodging, everything, all your expenses, and then you figure out your goals on that, on how to maximize your different opportunities, and that's what's next. It's just refining and tuning everything that you've done and continue to do to where it serves the purpose of benefiting the group. You know, because if we're not getting paid, like I try to make a guarantee or a promise, hey, every year I'm going to pay the guys a little more money. And because we have a different business model than a lot of other bands. And I've tried to hold true to that. And I think every year I've bumped it up a little bit. And it hasn't always been, it's not all perfect. But I've always caught up, and I've always tried to own up to my end of the deal. And because I owe it to them, you know, and vice versa. You know, we all try to work together as a team, and we all learn from each other and grow every day. And that's how do we grow together in a positive fashion and put our best foot forward because when the opportunity hits, we have to be ready to seize the moment. And I think if we're not prepared to do that, then it's like, what are you doing? You're just wasting time, and I don't want to be wasting my time.
Absolutely. Very, very, very true words.
I know that's a mouthful.
For sure.
But anybody that's watching this and trying to figure out, 5 years ago, I wrote down on a napkin where I'm now. And I could do that 5 years from now here, you know what I mean? Where do I want to be? Do I want to be on tour with Ella Langley or...
You knew the Yeti 5 years ago?
Nah. It was in my game plan. So, honestly, I think the key word of the whole year is just the manifest, like manifesting your future and your destiny. So...
Okay, that was weird.
Well, it's rhythm section. We're just touching each other all the time.
Gonna keep the rhythm going.
No, but I'm. You told me the other day, yesterday. Hey man, I know I'm like a smaller guy. I'm not that big, whatever. And I was like, it doesn't matter. Like, it just matters how much you care. And like, if your mind, I've had good and bad experiences, even with large bands, like very famous bands. I've had great experiences. I've had not so great. Right. And maybe it's just being misunderstood, But really, at the end of the day, everybody started somewhere. And I've always characterized it as a responsibility to the music. So when Mia is playing guitar in her bedroom, her responsibility is to no one but herself. When she goes out and plays that first gig, or open mic or her first gig, her responsibility is to whoever hired her to play, And then, now she's selling tickets and people are coming to see her, which is different than your first gig.
Right.
Now her responsibility is to the fans.
Now you're like, oh shit.
Now and the ultimately, I feel like at the end, when you are that superstar, your responsibility is now to the scene and to the other artists for maintaining the business and keeping people having jobs, because there's so much people rely on live entertainment, and like when you're out touring, you get to see that firsthand, and it's not all perfect. I mean, we played Winslow and had like 5 people show up, but we played somewhere else and had 50 people show up, and I think this whole year we've had no less than 50 people except for Winslow. So like it was St. Pat's, but also like, but what I'm saying is like the people rely on the industry, business owners, bar owners, and it's our job as the ground pounders out here to keep the faith for everybody else to continue to want to do this job, so that there is a pathway for people to grow, because nobody's developing artists anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and
you're either becoming an overnight sensation or not.
I can see what everybody's just kind of like, all right, we're done. But I guess the reason I'm saying all that stuff is because, like, I really want to put it out there that, like, if somebody's starting out like she is, right, understand your responsibility, whether it's to yourself, to the venue, to your fans, or to the industry as a whole. And every time you go out and step on the stage or you show your face, you represent that. And if you could show your face or you could show your ass, and like, for me, I respect it a lot, and I don't always make the best decisions, but I try to make the right ones as much as possible, and focus on that, so that way, anybody else that comes out and sees what we're doing and is focused on trying to be better, or even just thinking about trying to be touring or all those things, how are they going to, they need to have something to follow, I guess. I talked to an artist, Tyler Anthony, and I'm going to give you his information so you can reach out to him, because he just booked his first Arizona show ever.
Nice.
So, and you're telling me about venues, so I'm definitely going to put him in touch with you, and so that way, and I feel like he would love to come in here and talk with you with this trio, and
absolutely,
everybody should be helping people, especially if they're on that level, like we're helping each other out, and you can't do it in a vacuum, No. You got to have other people to help you, and I don't know. I guess it all kind of culminates into, hey, what's next?
Right.
Because it's more deep seated than what's next. It's like, because I could say, well, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna actually try to do those things. But then also, like, are you really in it? Are you gonna stick around, or is this just kind of like, or I'm gonna do this and then I'm out? So like, we'll see.
Right.
I don't know.
So when you do your music, when you do your songs, do you shoot for singles? Do you shoot for EPs? You shooting for LPs?
I feel like the strategy has changed.
It's okay.
I feel like the strategy has changed quite a bit. I feel like people were releasing albums in the past, but with the way social media is and the content creation, they're putting every little aspect into telling that story. And I feel like that's one of the things I asked her this morning, hey, let's brainstorm that and try to come up with some ideas, because the value of just releasing the single, there's a whole story there, and people are now telling that story and going in depth on this one song, and it's just dropping a record is just kind of like throwing it all out there. It gets lost in the mix. Okay. So you focus on each single individually, you know what I mean? I think that's the strategy, in my opinion.
Okay. So what's next as far as music releases for you?
The Live Oak County song, I think, is the one that I think I'd like to finish up. And Soul Phil Cox Littlefield, he does our mixing, and he's a guitar player. He's like the number 7th most recorded guitar player in Nashville or in the United States or something like that. He works with a lot of big name artists, and we're grateful to have him do the mixes for us. And he did a great job on Mess Up Your Makeup, which was our latest release, and he added a couple little things in there, but he didn't take away from what we did, which was great. And
So how'd you? What inspired Mess Up Your Makeup?
it's a song about drinking and having a good time, and I mean, honestly, I just thought, you know,
Go on.
you having
Go ahead.
sex with someone,
Okay.
and
Well, that's where I was going with it.
And
in my
I
head,
know this
so-
sounds a little brutal, but you know,
It's brutal, but
Making
that's what it is.
whoopee.
doing some things, and where there's tears, not good tears. You know, I don't know.
Tears.
And that makes the makeup
I
run
usually
down the
don't cry
face.
till afterwards.
I don't know if it's tears or if it's sweat.
I think I just thought about that. And then I had put together the whole. The girl getting dressed up. Well, she's got to get her makeup on, so I was like,
Right.
well, she's getting dolled up and everything.
Wait,
and
it's
then,
her makeup?
Yeah,
This whole time it's been about her makeup?
of course.
Son of a...
So
Well, damn it, quit wearing makeup. You won't be disappointed.
yeah, so like
So
yeah.
whether dancing on the dance floor or dancing in the sheets, mess up the makeup. I got you.
Yeah, I mean, you're out dancing, sweating, having a good time, partying, and you know, before you know it, yeah,
It runs.
the night ends up fun regardless, I guess. But I don't know. I guess I felt like it was risque or whatever. But at the same time, if the rest of the song doesn't really allure to that, but I don't know. It's up to interpretation.
No,
I guess that's what I thought about.
I enjoyed it. I really did. It was intriguing because I went into it with one mindset, and okay, for me it was good. No complaints here.
We love shattering expectations.
There's a lot of stuff that I still have in my back pocket that we've learned some things on the road, new songs twice,
Okay.
and we play them live that aren't. We've added them since the studio. So when we went to Special Shoals last year, February, we did like 17 songs, and I think eventually 10 of them got real close to being all the way done, and then Mess Up Your Makeup was the first release out of that, and we went back and worked on it again, and then we went back for one more day this year, and I think we just really need like one more trip, and then just to focus on, because when you play the songs live, Joey said this a long time ago, and I've really kept it in the back of my mind, is that songs grow as you play them on the road, like children. And the more you play them, the more they grow into themselves. And I've learned that I start singing them differently, especially when you have a crowd in front of you. I think even Joey said one time, when he was at Fame, didn't you guys bring in girls from downtown that you met at the bar or something, and you had them in the booth to sing?
Yeah,
to?
we was having a rough day, and we just needed some motivation. So we went out and got some girls and brought them back, because there's nothing that motivates me better than a room full of pretty women. So that's all we needed. That's all we needed to get the session into the right gear. It's a little
Okay.
motivation.
I've definitely noticed when we have different crowd or whatever that I'll sing a little different or however, and I'll try new things.
You feed off the energy of the room.
And you try new things. It's like, I'm going to try this vocal run. I'm going to go this direction. And then you're like, okay, yeah, that's what I really like. And then you try your best to keep doing that every night. And then when you finally get in the studio, you're okay, all right, is this how I really want to do this? And so I think every time we've gone back, I've redone some kind of vocal stuff, which
Right.
can be hard because if you get sick or something, you go in there and you're spending money and it's hard. You know, it's
Oh yeah.
it's crazy to think about that would keep you up or hold you back because you might have only that one day.
Right.
And yeah, so I don't know, like my main thing right now is I'm trying to do, like, I guess some of like the housekeeping and the maintaining of everything, because I feel like we're at a point now where we can finally self-sustain, and hopefully by the end of the year we will have the ability to make some things happen, not changes, but make some things happen, or like get some of our stuff fixed, or like make our lives a little easier, and
Absolutely.
have a cushion, but it's gonna take a lot of hard work, and I have no doubt that we're up for the task, but you have to be careful because you can only push people so hard for so long, and it's something that I desperately need to like pay attention to, that I probably haven't as so much as I really need to. But it's not that I don't want to. It's just that you have to balance it, and that's really hard to have a healthy balance of anything while you're on the road, whether you're trying to eat healthy or you're never going to sleep.
Just on the road.
You're never going to sleep, right? But I mean, I feel like there's no other way to go out and do your music, like, because there's so many people like in Texas, they'll just play the Texas circuit, and they can live and they'll get big there in Texas, and then it's like, okay, we'll book them in Arizona or California, and they've never played there, and it's like, well, I've been, or like Montana, it's like, well, we've been playing in Montana for 4 years now, 2 or 3 times a year, and we even go there in the winter time. We were there in February, and it was like -30 and blizzard weather, and we just, in a 2-wheel drive vehicle in a trailer.
We left the chains.
We forgot the damn chains. And we bought new ones and ended up not even using those, I don't think. But
that's crazy.
But it just shows a lot because, you know, you go out to these places and they're like, where are you guys from? Oh, you're from Texas and Missouri and Oklahoma, and you look outside and like, you guys drove through all this, and like, yeah, like, we're here. We made it, you know, and it's
they go.
Yeah, I mean, we slept in the van one night with the heater on all night, you know. I mean, we only had like 6 hours to sleep, so we're like, well, we might as well just get warm and hunker down, and we'll leave in the morning. And got stuck that morning too, you know. But it's honestly not possible without everybody has their own little role to play.
Right.
Joey helps with a lot of the maintenance, mechanicking, and you know, we all play our different
role. Not by choice, it's just by necessity. Nobody else knows how to do anything. I don't know what they teaching kids these days, but it's not how to work on cars.
Right.
Yeah. Well, in the sometimes I don't want to be lazy or anything like that. I try to manage my energy level because I don't know. I could come up with excuses, but I try to get down and get some stuff done and help them out too. And I try to get Mia to get in there and do some things. She helped me fix the AC.
Yeah.
So, but
I was enthusiastic.
You know, there's just.
Well, and that's made me realize how much the 2 youngest members of this band don't really do a whole hell of a lot of anything that, like, maintenance wise or.
Me?
No, I'm talking about the boys.
Okay.
Yeah, you're separate from the band. You're tagging along with the band.
Yeah. Stay in your lane, Mia.
I told her she's gonna have to change the O2 sensor.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's great.
Well, she got smaller hands. She could probably
What's
do
the
it.
first step?
That's what he said.
Hey, what's the first step changing the O2 sensor?
You take the thing off of you unhook the thing in the front and you pull it off.
Doghouse.
Doghouse.
Doghouse cover.
See, we're training them up. We're changing.
Make sure you got the right socket too.
Yeah, we did not get the O2 sensor socket.
I gotta pick that up.
We gotta go to Harbor Freight, which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
I used to have.
Sorry, my responses have been so long-winded.
You're good.
I don't get a chance to talk to anybody hardly. They don't talk to me that much. So
well, and from my perspective, the stage is where the new songs should be born, because those people out there are going to tell you whether it's any good or not.
Exactly.
And then you know you've got something. And for people that I know some that are not not putting their stuff out there like that. And if it fails, then you know what you have to work on. If it doesn't, then you know you can just roll with it and fine tune it like you've been talking.
Yeah, you can't just shove the shit down their throats.
No.
We have been taking some new songs and playing them. Like, I've got a song right now called My Girl. It's awesome. I think it's awesome. And anytime I've played it acoustically, people are like, that's a really good song. So, like, the other day, we tried messing with it during sound check, and it's like, okay, hey, and I'm like, hey, let's try to learn this one on tour. Like, while we do this on sound check, we do it enough then maybe we could throw it in the set list.
Okay.
If we figure out what we want to do with it, right? And we did that with a lot of songs. Like Live Oak County was one of those songs. My Best Friend was one of those songs.
You did quite a few of them last night, and you're not done, but you're on the right track. I think you are. So what you said about Morgan.
Yeah.
Start sending emails.
You can manifest it. Yeah, if you don't send
if
an
you
email,
send them enough emails, they'll have to take a look at one of them.
Yeah.
I say we just throw a chair at him.
Okay, that worked too. He'll be back here later on in the year, so.
You know,
well, he won't be here. No.
I'll say one of the. I'll say one. The one thing that I never realized was that you have to have this to have a balance. You have to have the yin and like the yang, like the good, the bad, or whatever it is, right?
You gotta have the chi balanced.
I'll say his perspective.
Chinese figured that out millennia ago.
His perspective is different than mine.
A couple.
His perspective is different than mine, and he's stuck around. He hasn't given up on this project, and I'm almost there to say he hasn't given up on me. He's still here, and there's a belief in the back of my mind that still it's like, hey, well, I'm still writing music. It's decent. It just needs to get out there, and we need to let it go. We need to push it to the right people. Somebody needs to hear it. So time and place, right? And even though me and him don't always see eye to eye, at the end of the day, it's necessary for things to function because he handles certain things that need to get done, and I'm not the best at staying out of it too, but sometimes because I like put my fingers and everything, or my face or whatever and everything. Yeah, no. Yeah. But
wow.
But I try to
there.
Yeah, no. But I try to like work that out, and it's hard because it's this like anything that you work so hard for, you have to let other people maneuver that for you is difficult.
For all you military people out there, it's like it's the classic first sergeant sir relationship kind of thing. Obviously, I'm not sir.
Right.
I would say there's a lot of parallels to that, for sure. And,
well, that's like the
you gotta get these damn privates in line, though.
the sergeant major having the conversation with the lieutenant.
Yeah.
I've heard about a couple of those.
Fraternization.
No.
We're not talking about it. But no. Honestly, though, I mean, it's I really do care about everybody, and I know we all care about each other, and it's a very special deal to be out here. And
speaking of, thank you for the meal. It's very rare we get to go to some like a home and have home that means a lot.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, I figured it was you were going to take time out of your tour and stop in here and had time to do it, so I figured throw something together real quick and hope it was tasty enough.
Oh, it was great. I showed up so hangry, and I'm like, I'm gonna be so mean in this interview because I forgot you was feeding us. Ask me, I was not in a good mood.
Well, I thought from last night, I thought we were going to do the interview real quick and then eat, and then he messaged me. He goes, "Any chance the food's on? These guys are kind of hungry." And I'm like, "No, but it can be." So I rushed and got stuff going and threw the stuff on the grill real quick.
See, and those are the kind of text messages that Chuck's so good at sending because I would have never done that.
Well, there's a lot of things that I have to, I guess, keep in the back of my mind that I can, what in my control can I do to take care of the band, and like it's hard, it's really hard, not because you don't care, not because you don't want to, it's just kind of like, how do you know to ask the right question if you don't know what the question is, kind of thing. Right. So like I'm having to generate that from nothing, and so because I mean, other than experience And the experience typically is, dang, Chuck, you're an asshole and you don't care about anybody or something. And I'm like, damn, okay, I'll remember that next time. You know, and like the thing, you can't take anything personal.
No, never.
Yeah, but it's so hard because touring is so romantic. You know, that makes sense?
Right.
Like, it is. You are opening your mind, your body, your soul, your heart, everything to everybody on the stage, and it's such these songs you've crafted from your soul, and you're sharing that, and you're doing it with these people that you basically live with, your family, right? And it's like, you know,
use protection.
Right? You're not romancing the stone, you're romancing the road.
but I'm just saying, like, how do you maintain your vulnerability as an artist for people to see you on stage being vulnerable? Because I feel like that is the true. You're putting yourself out there in that way that that's why I think people stayed there last night, because we were all just like, it's fucking Tuesday and we're gonna play our dicks off and hopefully you guys hang around, and the people did.
Right.
Mia played her dick off
permanently.
She's over here. My ears are bleeding. No, but what you told me last night, because you apologized a couple of times, and I'm like, no, don't even worry about it. You're in your zone, and I think if you're on the road, you need your zone, because that's going to put you where you need to be on stage for the people.
Yeah, because what we forget?
Lights.
And it was something that was important.
Yeah.
And
I can't believe you forgot lights, dude. That's crazy.
Well, it was like, hey, we need, and I talked to the guy in there. I said, hey, you don't have any downstage lights. It was something I covered. You don't have any downstage lights? No. Okay, we'll bring our lights in. But by the time it came to whatever, it's like, hey, let's get everything in. You know, it's just kind of like, okay, what do we need?
Right. But again, one, you can't.
Maybe that's something for her to handle.
You know,
checklist.
If you're in your zone,
add it to your list.
Handle you, because you're not going to offend me. I know what you've got to do. I was a stagehand, you know, in a casino venue that did Vegas style production shows and concerts. So
our stuff is so
terrible.
You know,
it's the best job I ever had in my life.
Really?
Most fun. God. The people I got to meet, the shit I got to do.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that side of it.
Look, when Willie Nelson walks up to you and says, hi, how you doing? I'm Willie. I'm like, how you doing, sir? I'm Mike. And then introduces me to every single member of the family as they walk by and walk on stage.
That's awesome.
I'm just like, yeah. But, okay.
I know that's a true story. I know that's a true story, because when you did that, you looked up as if you were like Willie looking up at you.
Well, and he did. I'm like, oh God, I feel bad, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Like every show that we do, like, you're trying to bake this like cake with, you know, the ingredients, but you have to rely on the venue for some, and you have to rely on other people for some, and then it's like, how do you make that cake every time you play, and it's got to taste good, because if it don't taste good, then nobody's gonna want to have that fucking cake again. So like, how do you do that? And everybody needs to be in a good mood, you know, because your mood affects everything. And when you're tired, and you're drinking, or you're hungry, or you're sad, or you're whatever, like all those things affect so much. So like, and it's so even more evident when it's a smaller little bars and clubs and things, because people are right there in front of you, and.
Well, and two, you gotta also take into account that, like, just to keep on with the baking the cake thing, you know, it's not paint by numbers, right?
No.
And you gotta account for elevation when you're baking. You gotta account for, you know, all the different variables. So there's the art and the science to it all, that I think if you can try to balance the two, then you might come out with something worth listening to.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's what I try to do anyway.
You got to be ready for for Murphy.
You can't be ready for Murphy.
Oh, yeah, that's Molly. Murphy is Molly.
You can be flexible enough to be ready.
Flexible enough, but he's gonna get you one day.
He's gonna get you no matter what. But
that's okay.
But when you handle,
that's why you have Mia to blame it on.
That's when you handle all those variables. You know, be ready for getting the lights. Be ready for a venue being closed because they went bankrupt the night before.
Oh, that happened to us.
Has it happened? I feel like that's happened.
Anahuac.
Yeah.
I called the guy. He's like, I'm in Chile. He's like, what? We're here to load in. Oh, dude, bar's been closed for weeks.
Yeah.
What?
And we had a bar owner die.
Oh, we had a bar owner die. Literally the week after we left there, he died in his office, had a heart attack.
Oh, damn.
That's and you couldn't forget that venue because our trailer sheared an axle, and when we were pulling off to drive to Joe's Honky Tonk in Kearney, Nebraska, from Kansas City. So there's a little bit of a haul, So he literally had a trailer with chairs in it and cooking equipment. And we emptied that trailer, a single axle trailer. We emptied it, rolled our in-ears and instruments and whatever the hell we needed, drum vault, guitar vault, utility box, his bass rig, and the in-ear box. Just said, all right, no PA, because we knew we didn't need that. Left that in the trailer, and freaking and went we took his trailer. He let us borrow it for nothing. Just said, take it, and we brought it back the next day. And then we got our trailer on a tow truck and got it fixed. But
wow,
and he was a Marine, and
right.
So we were very thankful. And then the week later, he was dead. That's crazy.
Insane. Well, I do want to thank you guys for the opportunity. It's very gracious to.
On that note, here's Mr. Makeup. No, it's messed up. No, sorry.
No. I know it's not easy on the road. I guess that Dallas has been through.
It ain't hard either, though.
No, because you're doing what you love.
Exactly.
But it can still get strenuous and testy at times, for sure. But I do want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule and coming and hanging out with me. It means a lot. And thanks to Jason for getting us in touch. Yep. And
I got a funny text message from Jason just a little bit ago. It was a picture of Alice Cooper with a snake around his neck.
Yeah.
He must have seen something you posted.
Snake show.
And then Angie with Last Train. I think she's the one that contacted Jason. So,
Last Train to Juarez?
Yep.
Yeah.
Love them. They're amazing. I wish I could be everywhere they go, but.
You said have you had Ryan Chris in here yet?
No. I went to their show. They were going to try it. They did timing.
Yeah.
Fouled up and they couldn't get in here. But I made it over to Roosters for the show, and they saw that. So
well, if there's any artists, that I'm mutual friends with or follow somebody on Instagram or however you figure it out, and be like, hey, or just hit me, hey, do you know this guy? And you can't get a hold of him or something, whatever, just holler at me and I'll do my best to point him your direction.
Cool. Anybody you come across, send them my way. Tell them to send music. Tell them whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got a guy in Poland that sends me an email with new metal from across the pond. So
I know a guy in Poland that does Red Dirt music too.
Anybody. Just as soon as I get caught up, it'll be a whole lot easier. But
you're
plugging away at it.
You might want to retract that. Well, we appreciate you having us on.
Yeah, my pleasure. And you gonna be back in town again? Holler at me, and you want to stop in again?
Will do.
Maybe we'll order pizza next time. So next up, we're gonna do "Mess Up Your Makeup."
Mess Up Your Makeup
from the Chuck Briseno band. While Miss Mia goes and gets her guitar and comes to do a
she thought she got out
acoustic
of that
for me. That way, when she's big, I say I got her on video in the studio. Here's "Mess Up Your Makeup" right here on the Yeti Radio in the Backstage Lounge.
Friday night, what can I do? We can throw on our dancing boots Jump in a truck, roll into town with one job to burn it down. She's gonna get dolled up, boots on, Daisy Dukes and lashes long, going out to party tonight. Two-step tequila shots, drinking in the parking lot. Girl, you know I do it right. So when I'm with you, I just wanna mess up your makeup. There ain't no point in getting dressed up when all I want is to dress you down. I'll compromise in the neon lights as we're dancing around and around. She's gonna get dolled up, boots on, Daisy Dukes and lashes long, going out to party tonight. Two-step tequila shots, drinking in the parking lot. Girl, you know I do it right. So when I'm with you, I just wanna mess up your makeup. Daisy Dukes and lashes long, going out to party tonight. Two-step tequila shots, drinking in the parking lot. Girl, you know I do it right. 'Cause when I'm with you, I just wanna mess up your makeup. Mess up your makeup.
That's the Chuck Briseno Band right here on the Yeti Radio in the Backstage Lounge. Unfortunately, the trailer's not with the van, so we do not have an acoustic guitar for the acoustic song from Miss Mia. But either the next time the band comes through, and if she's still with them, or if she's got her own band by then, she'll swing by on her own and grace us with her presence. So thanks, everybody, for watching. Now or in the future, and check out the YetiRadio.com. All social media is at the Yeti Radio, and check out the Bruce. I'm confusing your first name and your last name, mashing them together. I don't know how I'm doing that. Chuck Briseno Band. Have a good one, and thank you for tuning in.
We can all be quiet and peaceable and have a few beers together and listen to the music.
The Yeti. Welcome to the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com.
Now, the rest of the story.
The Yeti Radio. Powered by DavidLeeImaging.com. David Lee Imaging in the Titletown Music Archive and the Live 365 app.
Can you dig it?
The Yeti.
Can you dig it?
The Yeti.